House of Representatives and serves as the Republican floor leader. Representative Niska, you are recognized for your opening statement.
Chairman Paul, Ranking Member Peters, and members of this committee. My name is Harry Niska. I serve in the Minnesota House of Representatives. Thank you for the opportunity to present a perspective from Minnesota's immigration enforcement crisis. I want to start by expressing my appreciation for the recent recalibration of federal enforcement under Tom Homeland. His commitment to rebuilding accountability and trust is essential, and we're already seeing a more focused and disciplined federal effort on the ground. But federal action only tells part of the story. Minnesota had been proud of our reputation for clean and good government, but recently we've become a cautionary tale of chaos, corruption, and fraud. And this decline is the result of specific policy choices made by Minnesota Democrats, especially related to immigration policy. First, they rolled out a welcome mat of benefits that erased the distinction between legal and illegal presence. In 2023, specifically under all Democrat control, Minnesota passed driver's licenses for all, explicitly including those without legal status, and even refused to include common sense measures like a label saying not eligible for voting. Minnesota created the North Star Promise, which provides free college tuition, including to illegal immigrants, and Minnesota extended taxpayer-funded health care and paid leave benefits to those here illegally. But beyond incentives, we face a graver issue in Minnesota: active nullification of federal law. Our Attorney General, Keith Ellison, issued an opinion blocking the use of 287G agreements, the gold standard for federal-state law enforcement cooperation. And in another opinion, he provided legal cover for sheriffs who want to ignore ICE detainers. The results are stark. In some counties, ICE detainers are complied with, but in Henipin County, our largest jurisdiction featuring Minneapolis, the sheriff's office complied with only 8% of ICE detainer requests over a 2-year period. This obstruction has a cost. When jails refuse to honor detainers, they don't stop enforcement, they displace it. Arresting a suspect in the secure environment of a jail is safe and efficient. Forcing that arrest to happen in a home or a workplace, or what we saw just this week in the lobby of the Henipin County Courthouse, drastically increases the risk to officers and the public. When Minnesota local law enforcement officials, the Hennepin County attorney, thinks it's better to release someone caught with 50 pounds of meth in January and release them out into the community, and ICE has to arrest them in the lobby of the Hennepin County Courthouse, which is what happened yesterday. That is what causes the chaos that we've seen in Minneapolis. And the Minneapolis Police Department has refused to assist even in crowd control during these types of chaotic situations. That's what resulted in the 2 tragic deaths that we heard about earlier today. And we will never know, sadly, how those 2 situations had turned out if Minneapolis police had been permitted by their political leaders, like Governor Walz, Attorney General Ellison, and Mayor Frey, to simply keep the peace, rather than forcing federal law enforcement officials into a chaotic situation. The rule of law must include enforcing federal immigration law. It must be done within the bounds of the law. But simply withdrawing federal enforcement at a heckler's veto because of those who are opposed to enforcing the law would only validate nullification and encourage further lawlessness. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Keith Ellison is the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. Attorney General Ellison, you are recognized for your opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Paul, and thank you, Ranking Member. Thank you, Chairman Paul, and thank you, Ranking Member Peters, and thank you to all members of the committee. I'm Keith Ellison, and I'm the Minnesota Attorney General. Since early December, Minnesota has been the site of Operation Metro Surge, the largest single deployment of ICE agents in the history of the United States, the largest single immigration enforcement surge our country has ever seen. The surge has caused real harm to our state. Members of the committee, I respectfully ask you to exercise your oversight powers